Papua New Guinea's education system has suffered from a number of policy shifts, drastic changes in curriculum, and under-resourcing over the years. More than 100,000 students live in Eastern Highlands province's rural areas, from the southern end of Bena, Hanganofi, and Kainantu to the agricultural heartland of Okapa, Lufa, and up to the northern mountains of Ungai, Asaro, and Daulo. The challenges they face at home often spills over to school. Absenteeism, traveling distance, lack of basic needs, and limited access to technology. Trying to find a solution to these problems are teachers, principals, and everyday local community.
The quality has dropped. Unlike when we first came out from the Teachers College, the kind of content we delivered is very different to what we are giving now to our students.
Boombox and all these things and noise, and so we need fencing so that, spiritualism, boarding facilities, classroom facilities.
Desperately need infrastructure. We need infrastructure. We need students to be in the classrooms to learn, and also we need specialized buildings like a science lab, practical skills, home economic buildings for specialized teaching and learning to be taking place in the classroom.
The education standards has dropped. Why? Because there's no proper vision being established by respective divisions in the provinces, so that all officers can be taught in line, all resources can be mobilized towards a set vision, that is to provide quality education.
Me come inside, law administration blow me go through law. Big transformation. The first thing is to get the administration stabilized. We start diagnosing, look problems inside all the sectors. Now, we focus more into education, look. Or what are the impediments or something blocking progress below education inside? Why not? Or plant the students below you me? Or making through going long or tertiary institutions. The performance below you me and very low from the government level. The PEC level, the directing provincial administrator election, competent education advisor, putting more competent officers, the main headquarters, so that all must properly execute all duties and responsibility of the whole, to implement all government policies, government intervention. It must get quality infrastructure. You must get quality teacher. You must get quality curriculum. So that me play him good, the quality going to those students. Smarting blom me play. The outcome blom or product blom must be quality.
In the province, in the last few years before we took office, the education in the province was all disoriented, meaning that officers were only operating on ad hoc to meet deadlines, but without actually performing to achieve goals. Before we actually took in the province, the education division was in disarray because of a lot of administrative impasse. And when administrative impasse affected the provincial administrator position, it also affected the education division. That's where new provincial administrator comes in, new education advisor comes in. But I'm grateful that the current Numu People's government has been established with visions and goals.
The free education policy has succeeded in increasing the number of students attending schools. However, quantity outcomes have been prioritized over quality outcomes and has imposed a significant strain on teachers accommodating very large classes. The government has not ensured the availability of sufficient numbers of qualified teachers to respond to increased demand of quality education in schools.
Thank you to Marape government. Now at free education. Elementary, primary, all the way up to secondary school to universities. And free education. Me too looking law papers and Australian government to come assist because of COVID and kind of stuff. Because of trust or the government. The first of its kind law like direct funding law supporting sector priorities. It's like government free education. Work blow me now law makes provincial government law and the leadership of the Eastern Highlands province. About free education so. Plant the line beginning about school. So work blow me now about big blood pressure or look infrastructure now. Getting more teachers come in so that we balance the equation. Teachers is to students. Now infrastructures, the must continue. Now, in terms of project infrastructures, Eastern Highlands, we place them on permanent schools, 4-in-1 double classroom. Double classroom, we standardize.
The next thing that Mibla by look long Mibla put in funds lo training all teachers from Mibla. So Mibla must give him all must call training, further training, now all must got quality. The teachers must be made to be seen as quality teachers with discipline and with knowledge and experience to deliver to the students. So that's the next one. Mibla la apim standard lo teachers lo Mibla in set lo province. Mibla la partnership want them all churches lo make sure that all education institutions through partnership arrangement and Mibla must run him school good. Now maintain him all schools all around the province. We are looking more into infrastructure, quality teachers or teachers training, and then curriculum must start in place, proper curriculum. So all the curriculum must be complete. So that I want to see all the education system in Eastern Highlands must increase up to the next standard.
Eastern Highlands province had been one of the top provinces with high achievements in the education sector. It is the home of one of the oldest national high schools in Papua New Guinea. Ayura National High has produced some of the nation's best academics and professionals. One of Papua New Guinea's premier universities, the University of Goroka, is also located in the heart of this province. Graduates from this university have gone into leadership positions in the government, the private sector, and in civil society. The province is sometimes referred to as the educational hub of the Highlands region.
We have already set the vision, the goals to achieve. We want to see that Eastern Highlands, not only we produce the brains, but we want to also produce the heart. In other provinces, they may be producing and giving priority to producing the brain, like they are supporting people to have higher degrees and so forth. But in the province, the government is very supportive. We want to maintain this, and I want to appeal. I think this is the right government. We need to really fully support, because through this government, we can be able to see that the province will progress. I really want to see that Eastern Highlands must be one of the top provinces who must productively contribute to nation building through the human resource.
Agro-technical secondary schools concept. So there are 4+ schools were made like agriculture technical secondary. Bena, Rintebe, Kabayufa, and Asaroka. They're more agriculture technical. So Narabla technical schools or Narabla skills, and Kainantu technical, Kainantu secondary technical, okay, Obra one another secondary. So this is more technical schools. And now it's a concept and now we roll them out of province. So the basic reason behind this law is because people not like him online finish out the grade 12 or grade 10. Only go out now without any skills at all. Or go to community and establish a useless life. People like him all over Saulo walk him house, Saulo walk him fix him car, or Saulo install basics, or Saulo walk him all agriculture way, or district, or community block. The time we finish the grade 12 no go outside, they can do something to end their living. So through the education system, we are leaving no one behind. We want to add value into the education level, apart from academic. We have to impart more skills, more training skills going to using education institutions. So one grade 12 and fail or academic, but them go outside. So side the technical, them got skills to work in house. Them got skills to work on table. Them using the skills to work in income. But living life also. And you will see that he or she will see that I'm got use na skills na is a useful person in the community.
There are still a lot of challenges that face the education system in this province. Education in Eastern Highlands has encountered its fair share of mishaps. Schools in Eastern Highlands have been facing problems of infrastructure, insufficient equipment, overcrowding, and limited library resources. Teachers' absenteeism is also a main issue in schools throughout Eastern Highlands province due to teachers not getting paid. Teaching and learning in schools were not properly assessed and scrutinized, and this system carried on without direction.
Result is a kisim of students plenty also perform good here because instability in the government in fight the position na. Teachers about you trauma or go na no got good appointment process na. Corruption in the teachers appointment no got upgrading skills pro teachers na. You miss a trauma of students who like blood na. That's why we are not performing well. Now people are thoroughly implementing education policy na people are in place of country, meaning that students' academic performance will increase over a period of 3-4 years. People starting now, and people rank ourselves, and people grow come. If you grow down because Lord, before you may invest, or government or provincial government or no invest or education more serious, and you may go down. Now government don't am serious, people will still pick up.
A major shortcoming had been a lack of communication between schools and the education department of the province. Eastern Highlands Governor, Honorable Peter Numu, is adamant in changing the education system of the province and setting it in order. In achieving this, he has created an effective education board that reports directly to the provincial government.
The government me play controlling good or TFF money. Ose mol bami to gone mol people managing or education manager or each district should verify him. Na all verify him no look him yes. Stop in order or filter him or salim kam lo education department. Education department or blame lo province look him. Na to right now go lo pay. Now use him lo. Implementing the project and running the schools. So this goes to show that my government is having control over all the schools and institutions in the province so that no one player move out of line. No one player work him nothing. All getter must go standard accordingly with the manager.
The governor's goal is to provide quality education for his people. And in achieving that, he aims to improve access to schools and improve equity to schooling throughout his province. Governor Numu has been registering and expanding new and old schools in all districts of his province, so that schools can be accessible to all able-bodied Eastern Highlands children in towns and in remote areas where schools are inaccessible.
Access and equity, law, education law, all the backside corner law, Eastern Highlands province. We talk long Marawaka, some law, and the Kombi, we talk to Kamal some law. But we don't want them all LLG or some Yali LLG, it's a law in a district. Some backside land, Yali LLG, Lamari, we look in the Okapa, East Okapa, West Okapa. Backside law, Lufa, like Unavi. You look at backside law, Gorka district, like all western area. All these areas, Mipla of Olgata, Mipla Maskira schools, like Maria schools and around with 200,000, like Campanile or Taulo. School and close for someone, and no got classroom. Two teachers all go, one Merilo Nambis. Kapa teacher, two tasol still have no got good classroom. We can now put in 200,000. And then the place I do make up IT, backside law, Kapana, Bodaremont and Karema. All this all backside them about education must close. Equity, access for education. So people is a government blow me recognize him or forgotten people. Online where all it okay government is touching. We're touching the untouchable. People that they see that all no looking most got importance for whole education. But government blow me looking most he got importance for all people. Future blood starting to education. So beginning blow all government must carry service. So maybe touching all backside area. So we call it the equity education.
Goroka Secondary School is a government-run school within the vicinity of Goroka town. In many areas, Goroka Secondary was above national averages, but like many schools, the school still showed room for some improvement. To improve the education standard and academic performance of his province, Governor Numu is working closely with the Education Board to supply materials for infrastructure, to upgrade classrooms, teachers' houses, and other school buildings to improve access to schools. This will also include curriculum materials to improve the quality of education.
Government blow me moving forward. And kind of some Gorka secondary. Now we play implementing. So we play offloading. Side them we play set him up. We play the School of Excellence that's all we play. We play put him. We play call him some Gorka secondary and School of Excellence. Now we play Kiratumur classroom. 4-in-1 classroom. Now works. We play 2 look long houses block. Time we talk of loading, meaning that all Narpla side primary school, we increase him come long junior day high school. So that all students for grade 7, 8, 9, 10 and all by staff loads. So 11 and 12 that's all become the Goroka secondary school. We call him School of Excellence. For example, not time we put him some Goroka secondary main school inside. Now we put him 800,000 go long, not Goroka primary school. So we can 4-in-1 double classrooms, 800,000. So students pass for school of Islam. Okifa, we put him 500,000. In Chelo town area. So online must also Kamayufan, online law. Side all must go school of house. Agamayufa, now online law, Okifa side of some school. Art law. Areas of some stone block, Goroka. Sarayufan, some block and school. working. Okay, another plan, West Goroka Primary School. We put in 500,000 kina. Or school hub. So we offload him online and for students go school hub site and we put in Goroka Secondary School as a school of institution. 11 o'clock. And we put 2 of us and we put Ungai High School too. We put in School of Excellence in a Kamakumo Secondary School. Or Marble schools. So this is the policy and we implement. Government will implement offloading pressures are coming up. So teachers are looking plant the students to master. Not enough concentration of giving quality going chat law so much. So we offloading. Now we giving time blow for a secondary come school of excellence or teachers must focus law, giving more service going chat law, head blow in outcome blow him. Quality must come.
The governor has already registered 6 new junior high schools in certain districts in his term to accommodate primary school students to continue on to high school. The reason for these junior high schools is to eliminate the problem of space limitation that a lot of high schools have been facing over the years. Improvement of the provincial academic performance is of utmost importance to the governor. Unlike before, governor has already established a provincial academic board to organize and coordinate academic programs throughout Eastern Highlands province. The Provincial Academic Board is put in place to gather information and analyze examination results of grade 8s, 10s and 12s to be able to see the performance of schools throughout the province. This will also enable them to monitor if school principals and their teachers are performing their duties.
Subject coding. And now maybe look one teacher specialized in a particular subject and must start on this subject. No can call up start maths, you call up English. Start English you call up focus giving good with all your knowledge, skills, teaching skills to the students. So you will focus on each student subject coding and implementing the project. So this line by continue. So that maths teacher, you give him maths, full survey, full knowledge, full experience for you give him the students. One kind of English, one kind of science and social science. So mix ego come this line. So inspectors all by go check him close to close. Appraisal tool by working. All kind of stuff. So we have in control of it.
With the goal that we set to provide quality education for all, and the theme is to improve the academic performance of our schools in the province this year, 2021, we have bigger plans to lure and attract teachers into our schools. The first thing now is we are now coding every subject and every position in the schools now. In the past, the positions are there, but we just post anyone as long as he's high school trained. But this time, we are now coding so that only teachers who are qualified in that particular subject is allowed to. For providing teacher incentive, the only incentive they will provide is we want them to come and teach in our schools, and then we can allow them to upgrade their qualification through the program that we set.
Governor Numu wants teachers in his province to be effective and believes in investing in teachers' training. In association with the Provincial Education Board, Governor has supported the implementation of reform programs such as Teachers Upgrade Qualification Program by budgeting 150,000 kina annually for teachers to upgrade their qualifications. In turn, this will enable them to provide quality education for the students of Eastern Highlands Province.
capacity building. Now 70 plus positions, elementary teachers and 30 positions, primary school and 30 positions, secondary school 15, TVET 5. And capacity building, training, whatever, positions where all can stop on pay. All can stop on pay, but all can not training. This learn before MNO system was still not responsible. Maybe upgrading skills. The training more teachers belum ipla. Now almost properly come back and give him good plus available. So now Department of Education, thank you, Minister. So this is Marape government me, Secretary, hardworking Secretary, the Combra, Education Director of the Province, Mr. Wesley Albert. I'll make him this come up through and 70 teachers from now. Our staff on pay now training. Unlike before, also Salim will go and also go now. All in look good, look small come back. Put them all paying or training and skills, upgrading skills below now. Or some further studies, some masters, all by come back. We don't know that. Kiss all come back good na sidan. Salim will go now, only go na Panem school na. Also go. Now no can. People look good, look out more, only go and back come back.
In partnership with the Education Department, Governor Numu has signed a MOU for the building and establishment of the Numu Resource Center or Library and Archive Center in the province to ensure that students will benefit by improving their learning capacity. The center is to be built at the cost of 8 million kina, with the allocation of 3 million kina by the provincial government. This is proposed to be a big impact project, as the partnership is the key to building learning facilities in the province. Education is going through a lot of reforms in both curriculum and policy to refine the system, but it needs proper guidance and leadership. The quality of leadership demonstrated by the Governor and his provincial education department has made a positive impact in changing the education system in the province.
Okay, the next thing that Mibla by look long Mibla putting funds lo training all teachers blom Mibla. So Mibla must give him all must call training, further training, now all must got quality. The teachers must be made to be seen as quality teachers with discipline and with knowledge and experience to deliver to the students. So that's the next one. Mibla la up him standard law teachers blow Mibla in set law province. Mibla la partnership want them all churches. Law make sure that all education institutions through partnership arrangement and Mibla must run him school good. Now maintain him all schools all around the province. And we are looking more into infrastructure, quality teachers or teachers training, and then curriculum must start in place, proper curriculum. So all the curriculum must be complete. So that I want to see all the education system in Eastern Highlands must increase up to the next standard.
Current governance support with the 3-story Numu education building is the way forward. We want to see all our officers operating in one setup. It's going to be a history after the building is opened and launched. Other provinces have no separate education building. They may be operating in single buildings, but this is going to be a state of the art and of course one of the highlights in the country. So as long as I become the director, I want to see education progress and our people benefit, and we want to see Eastern Highlands produce the best brain for the country.
Eastern Highlands is currently going through a curriculum reform in which they are abolishing the old system of outcome-based curriculum to the standard-based curriculum. the governor is effectively implementing these systems for teachers and administrators to have stability and support to deliver better education to the growing number of children attending schools in his province.
So basically, I want to see each school must have the complete infrastructure. Number one, it must get science lab. It must get computer lab. It must get library. Now, two, this is all. We must promote church activities in childhood school. Now, all agriculture activities too, or programs, or lessons where students too must line in so that they are productive when they go out. So one secondary school, high school, but we play kirapim agriculture one secondary school, high school too. So this line basically will make him adding quality and a value long all students. So when Eastern Highlanders graduate out from grade 12, you must know that they are quality and multi-purpose human resource come out. So that's the vision that I want to drive in Eastern Highlands.
Governor Numu wants his students to be competent at all levels in the future, and this can only be achieved by transforming education through innovation and unity. Through Governor Numu's leadership, there has been improvement in the infrastructure of the education sector of the province. The management of education has also strengthened and improved immensely. Governor Numu is providing the necessary tools for students in his province to emerge with competitive skills and become assets for the province and the nation as a whole. The responsibility to change the system does not lie solely with the governor of the day and his administration. Change will require all of us. This will include teachers, students, and the community. Without communication, there is no hope for improvement. Together, we all can work to improve the future of our young people and students in the province.
So I feel Blomigo all that at the beginning you want to be somebody in the future. I don't talk with Papa Mama about you. Also, education is key pathway to your life. And then God bless you. Eastern Highlands, now you go. Thank you.